Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's 6 o'clock here in the UK. That's 1 o'clock American Eastern Time, and the American market having quite a good day. The S&P is up 33 points, and the Dow up 340 points. Hasn't done enough, however, to change the trend situation on VectorVest. The short-term trend is still down. Underlying trend is down, and the longest term measure of the trend is down. So VectorVest does not advocate buying stocks at this time, but it does look promising. So I have the VectorVest Composite US open in the background here. Here we go. And we've had a couple of sideways days. This is the DEW market timing system. I put on the calls here. Very simple but robust. A moving average, a momentum indicator. When the momentum indicator comes up through its center line and the price closes above the moving average, then it prints a buy signal. That's after the sell-off. That would be a really good signal to start to build some positions. I have one position already. I spoke about it last week. I spoke about it at the UK Q&A yesterday in CF Industries. So I think that if we certainly close above that high and the DEW prints a buy signal, then I'll certainly be getting my feet wet in some positions. If we have a look at my dear old friend, the S&P 500, and as many of you will know, I trade the S&P 500 on our futures market, which in the UK we refer to as spread betting, but essentially apart from the legalese, it's trading it on the futures market. This is a sell-off from the top. There was huge volume went into the market just at this low. Last week we went right up, and this wave impinged that wave, and that is a very bullish bit of market action. We had an inside day yesterday, and we seem to have broken above that inside day today. The really interesting thing, of course, is that the market went down underneath this low, so it pulled a great deal of people short, and now it's doing its best to pull a great deal of people long. To me, this looks very positive indeed. And as I mentioned at the UK Q&A yesterday, if we were to see this market break above that 4,600 level, that would be very bullish indeed. And for those of you that know a little bit about the Elliott wave, that would be a 5-wave advance, which is considered bullish. So that would add to the probabilities that this low is in fact a weekly low, and that we can proceed higher from here. So starting to feel a little bit more bullish about this market. Clearly it's got a lot of work to do to get up through that 4600 level, and I shall be waiting for the DEW to print a buy signal before doing anything further. If we have a look at the intraday opinion, now this is a 5-minute chart of the S&P, and that's the inside day that I spoke about. That's Friday's advance, and this is the inside day, and you can see how it went down below yesterday's low and then reversed. Now those of you that are familiar with my work will know that I'm very, very fond of the 78% retracement, and this market came off 78% of Friday's range, pretty much to the tick. Made a lovely little head and shoulders reversal down there, and I couldn't resist that, folks. So I'm long of this from somewhere about here, and it's not a position I'm going to hold on to, but I'm starting to feel quite much more positive that the low could be in. As I say, market's got an awful lot of work to do yet to get through that 4600 level. Through that 4600 level, then the probabilities favour a further advance. In the UK, we're having quite a good spell, and as you can see, the situation much more positive. That's the close on Monday the 7th, and you can see that we've got a green light, and we've even got a little black star winking at us in the green light, which is telling us that the price is up day over day and week over week, and the momentum is also rising. So we're moving off this bottom quite strongly in the UK. The short-term trend is up, underlying trend is down, and we've got a confirmed down in place. If I have a look at the market timing in the UK, there we are, and it's also got the DEW, and there we are. I would be pretty much the same situation, folks. If this can get up through zero and we can close above the moving average, I would like to see it close above that old high. Then, as I keep telling the VectorVest subscribers, the ball is in, the game is on. I've got 4 positions in the UK, I'm slightly under 30% in stocks, 70% in cash. When I start to get, when we get that DEW signal in the UK, then I'll start to add to that portfolio to go back into the stock market in a gentle way to start with. Similarly, in the US, when we get a DEW buy signal, then I'll start to look for some more spread bets. At the moment, I have a position in CF Industries, and if we go back to the real-time market, go to viewers and go to the stock viewer, and put up CF. There we are. I was a little naughty last week. I bought this in fact based on the primary wave. I know I said I wouldn't, but I did. I couldn't resist it, and there is what's happened. Yesterday it came off that old high. Today we're having quite a good day. My stop loss is still at the VectorVest stop loss, which is down here. I didn't get the stop loss entry, so underneath this particular low, in fact, that low is at 66.81. So we're still running here. I particularly like this because of the volume. It broke here on big volume, it then went sideways in falling volume, and I got filled at 72.50 on that pullback. Not surprising that it's going to take a day or two to get through these old highs, and certainly if the general market starts to move up and we break through that 4600 level that I keep talking about in the S&P, then the probabilities favor it actually moving much higher. Just remember, folks, in this line of work, there's no certainties, there's only probabilities, and if you're right 80% of the time, you're wrong 20% of the time. On the next trade, you don't know whether it's one of the 80 or one of the 20. That's the reality of the situation, and getting your mind around that is darn difficult. And I suggest a read and a reread of Mark Douglas's book Trading in the Zone, where he talks about how to think in probabilities. And I assure you that we all understand probabilities at an intellectual level, but very few of us understand probabilities at a stomach level. I certainly didn't, and it was difficult for me to actually understand probabilities, as I say, at a stomach level. It took a while to get that right. So one position only, and if we go back to the front page, we're up 32 points here. The market's come back a little bit, but I remain reasonably happy. As you can see, it's come off these highs a little bit. It's going to take a bit of energy to get through that. If you're not in the market, sit and wait for that DEW signal. So I hope this helped a little bit. I know it's a little bit weak in that market is confused. So if you are feeling confused yourself, you can take glory by association, because most of the market is confused as to whether the stock market will be able to handle these interest rate hikes or not, whether it can take those in their stride. And of course there's another crowd of people who believe that the Fed will blink and won't go through with the interest rate hike. So a great deal of confusion around. I think that confusion will be dispelled if we see that break of 4,600. Thanks very much indeed. Bye bye.